What if I told you that every obstacle blocking your path right now, every failure, every setback, every person telling you no, is actually the exact thing you need to build a life you want? The ancient Stoics discovered something radical. Resistance isn't your enemy, it's your training ground. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how to turn every obstacle into fuel for unstoppable progress. Marcus Aurelius once wrote in his private journal, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Think about that for a second. The Roman emperor, literally the most powerful man in the world, faced with wars, plagues, betrayals, and political chaos, chose to see every problem not as a barrier, but as a path itself. This isn't just philosophical poetry. It's a practical framework that transformed how Stoics approach discipline, and it can completely revolutionize how you handle resistance in your own life. Today, we're diving deep into this ancient wisdom and translating it into actionable steps you can use immediately. The Stoics understood something most people miss. Obstacles aren't random punishments from the universe. They're inevitable features of any meaningful pursuit. When you decide to build a business, get in shape, master a skill, or create something meaningful, resistance will appear. It has to, because growth only happens at the edge of your comfort zone, and obstacles mark that edge. Epictetus, who went from slave to one of history's most influential philosophers, taught his students that every difficulty is an opportunity to practice virtue. Can't control the situation? Practice acceptance. Facing injustice? Practice courage. Dealing with setbacks? Practice persistence. The obstacle isn't interrupting your training. It is the training. Let me give you a concrete example of how this works. Imagine you're building a business and you lose your biggest client. Disaster, right? Here's how a Stoic approaches it. Perception, instead of catastrophizing. You see this as information. What weakness in your business model did this reveal? What can you learn? This isn't personal rejection. It's market feedback. Action. Immediately, you reach out to 10 new potential clients. You don't wait until you feel ready or until the sting goes away. You use the energy from this setback to fuel immediate movement. You remind yourself of your larger purpose. One client doesn't define your mission. You mentally rehearse similar setbacks and prepare yourself to persist regardless. You've transformed the obstacle from a stopping point into a starting point. This is a discipline the Stoics practice daily. Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb. His response? "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." That's Stoic perception in action. Here's where most people get stuck. They wait for obstacles to disappear before taking disciplined action. The Stoic approach flips this completely. You don't wait for perfect conditions. You use imperfect conditions to build your discipline. Every no you receive is practice for hearing the next one without breaking. Every failed attempt is data for the next iteration. Every moment of resistance is a repetition in your mental gym. The Stoics had a specific practice for this called turning the obstacle upside down. Stuck in traffic? Practice patience and use the time for reflection. Rejected from an opportunity? Use it to refine your approach. Facing criticism? Extract any valid feedback and discard the rest. The key is asking, what virtue can I practice right now because of this obstacle? This question transforms resistance from something that stops you into something that strengthens you. And here's the beautiful part. The bigger the obstacle, the greater the opportunity for growth. So, how do you actually implement this? Start with the Stoic evening review. Every night, spend 5 minutes reviewing your day through this lens. What obstacles did you face? How did you respond? What could you have done better? Write down one obstacle and identify how it actually helped you. What did it teach you? What strength did it force you to develop? What clarity did it provide? This isn't toxic positivity, where you pretend problems don't hurt. It's strategic reframing where you extract value from difficulty. Over time, this practice rewires your brain. You start seeing obstacles differently in real time. Instead of your first reaction being frustration or defeat, it becomes curiosity. How can I use this? That shift is everything. Here's what happens when you consistently apply this principle. Your tolerance for resistance skyrockets. Things that would have stopped you cold 6 months ago become minor inconveniences. Your discipline becomes anti-fragile. It doesn't just withstand obstacles, it grows stronger from them, like muscles that grow from resistance training. Your character develops from life's resistance. The Stoics knew this. They voluntarily practiced discomfort, sleeping on hard floors, fasting, taking cold baths, not because they were masochists, but because they understood that deliberate struggle builds capacity for involuntary struggle. When real obstacles appeared, they were ready. You're doing the same thing. Every time you choose to see an obstacle as opportunity, you're training for the bigger challenges ahead. Remember Marcus Aurelius' words, "What stands in the way becomes a way." This is a motivational fluff. It's a practical discipline that transforms how you move through the world. Every obstacle you face today is either stopping you or strengthening you. The difference is entirely in how you choose to engage with it. The Stoics lived through plagues, wars, exiles, and betrayals. They didn't have easier lives than us. They had better philosophies. And that philosophy is available to you right now. Starting today, every time you hit resistance, pause and ask, how is this obstacle actually showing me the way forward? Then act on that answer with discipline. If this perspective shifted something for you, hit that like button and subscribe for more Stoic wisdom applied to modern life. Drop a comment telling me about one obstacle you're facing right now and how you're going to reframe it using what you learned today. And remember, the obstacle isn't in your way. It is the way. Now go turn your resistance into fuel.